Check this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It is myself along with Billy Ramrod Reilly.
My man, Boom Boom Bailey.
That's right. How are you, Billy?
Doing good, man.
Good evening. It's 7 o'clock on Monday, and you know what that means, right?
Novanation time, baby.
Novanation time.
Novanation.
Yes,
Let's talk about what's going on.
Do we not have a new awesome announcement to make?
We do. We have a fabulous announcement to make.
I think we have a fabulous announcement to make. I have a couple of teases here. I got one here. Yeah. Let's do this tease.
Run it.
There it is. Lee and Billy are happy to introduce Novanation's new co-host.
That's right. The two of us will be hammering away at the news, hammering away at what's going on out in the field, hammering away at the latest government shutdown issues for bars and restaurants, and talking about people that are maintaining the business. But all in all, the exciting part of it is the announcement of a very popular Maxim Model search contestant, but moreover, a date romance coach partner that can help you in your lovelorn life and to put together what you're trying to do in the COVID times.
That's right. And even after, because this Novanation show is going to go long after COVID, hopefully.
That's right.
If we get this daggone thing under control.
When we're done with COVID, there will be single dudes like me out there scrambling to try to figure out the female species.
And single ladies, Billy. Single ladies are also on the hunt.
That's fine.
And looking. So
that's right.
And we have an expert. We have an expert.
She is an expert. Right. So we'll be getting her on here in about 5 minutes. And when she comes on, I'll make sure and hammer away that intro, Lee. And couldn't be prouder. I think it's a great move for us. And she's going to be adding adding to the discussion when we bring in our other people,
Right.
and her views too, through her owning of hairdressers, hair cutteries, and beauty salons to her, one of her journeys. So she's heard it all from that hen house.
She's an entrepreneur. She's she's a hard worker.
Right.
The other thing is too, she'll be with us now as one of our co-hosts.
That's right.
So the three of us will talk about whatever is on the agenda for the night. Yep. It's just that we will also have part of the agenda will be, you got any questions, we'll open it up at the end of the night for any questions about anything, including dating and romance, as you said.
That's right.
She's also been a life coach. So, just anything, if you're just struggling with how you can navigate,
that's right.
She's the person
captain for that. And she's already, I've been going through my process as you tasked me to try to search for maybe a guest speaker, maybe somebody to come on every once in a while.
Yeah.
And to our discussions and your benefit as the producer, which leaves me very little say, it was Billy, find us somebody that's going to fit this role. And I went through.
And you did.
I went through 2 or 3 people, and then my journey, which is specifically complicated at times, led me to watch this one person's post, and I watch her all day, and they're enthusiastic, and they're driving posts, and they're how you can be better posts and that kind of thing, like your book, just live. And I started watching that she is very active on her site from 11:30 to 2 in the morning, which happens to be prime time for me. So I started, messaging and doing some things. She said,
bothering her. Yeah.
Yes. And then I went right into the hour-and-a-half call about my love life and what the hell is happening and how frustrated I am with it and how happy I am with it. But she had plenty to say. Not so good.
And you know what? And the thing is, too, to our listeners and viewers, don't worry, we're not getting into Billy's love life on this show. Okay, that's just a promise right there.
Not so deep, but I did make everything on limits, not off limits. Right. If she wanted to talk about, I've heard this a little bit before when I talked to Billy, or because I've got a pretty strategic view of how I do things on the sites, and when I'm dating, and how I've COVID dated, and how I'm not a pen pal, and how I'm not going to do this or that, and what I'm looking for.
You're not a pen pal, huh?
I'm not going to text you for 4 days. You're either going to get off there and talk to me on Google Hideaways, or you're going to talk to me on my iPhone and visualize what we're doing.
Let's get her on here. Let me play my little video that I made this afternoon.
Do your video
in honor of our friend, and then you can do your
Let me
Big
do my
Daddy.
Little piece.
Michael, what's his name? Intro. Yeah.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, life coach, entrepreneur,
Maxim Model.
Maxim Model search, first place right now. Let's keep her there. Lisa Marie, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. It's humid outside. I can't believe you're out there on the deck. You're not.
Yeah,
I mean, I know women don't sweat. I know you glow, but are you glowing out there?
Nice word.
It's starting to cool down.
I thought you were going to choke that word out. I knew you were going to fail, but that's
I saved it. I saved it. It's
and
glowing.
then if she's sweating, she's glistening.
She's glistening.
That's right. Got to stay updated on the power words.
No, bro. I know. I'm on them, brother. So Lisa, you're a nut. Lisa, so talk to us a little bit. So introduce yourself to everybody. Tell everybody who you are. We know Billy and I now have talked to you a few times, and we know who you are. Billy knows who you are because he's one of your clients. But let's find right. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I think it's a D-list client. I'm trying to
D-list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely in the needs help category.
Needs help category.
Yeah. Lots of help.
Ouch.
I'm
Be
joking.
no, you're not. It's absolutely correct.
All right, Lisa, go ahead. Tell us who you are.
So I used to be a life coach, and a lot of the people wanted to work on their relationships. So I started doing the dating coach. I do business coaching, life coaching. I help, anything. I can do health and diet coaching. Basically anything you want, I can help you with. If you have a goal in life and you're trying to reach it, I help you figure out what your goals are and help you set a path, steps that you need to follow. And then I become your accountability partner and I say, hey, let's do this week. And then I check in with you the next week and say, hey, did you get that done? And you give me some excuse and I'm like, that's not good enough. Let's try again. And
right, exactly.
Dude, so the accountability partner for me, Lee, it's months away. Months. We're not even weeks. Yeah, I have to go through all kinds of training first. And then she said she would be accountable to the things that I'm doing.
Well, speaking of training, you're probably gonna have to go through a lot of newspaper on the floor.
Yeah, we're working on house training first, and we'll move to the next
house. Dude, I'll tell you what, just in that hour and a half from 11:30 to 1 in the morning, I got finished kind of explaining to her where I'm at, and she was like, she didn't have an answer.
I did.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you can afford me, Billy.
Well, I told her this from the beginning too. You know what? Of all the people she does deal with and what happens, if she can get me on any kind of path and I meet any kind of fantastic woman dude, she'll never have another problem with any other human being ever.
That's true, because you do know a lot of suspect gentlemen in the area. There's no doubt.
I do, and I'm going to get her plenty of clients. And I know some suspect ladies too. Trust me.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, we're so excited, Lisa. We want, as we've had our meetings and done the things we've talked about, you know what Lee's all about. He's going to be the voice of reason. He's going to keep us on track with discussion. He'll talk to us about whatever our hot topics are today. I've got a couple I'm going to cover right up front, and you can chime in at any point. We're looking for your view on the same kind of views we have.
I want to say something real quick, though, Billy, before you get started on what the news that we're going to discuss is.
You got it.
Lisa, tell us about this Maxim cover model competition, because you are doing it for an outstanding cause. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so the reason I agreed to do it is because it raises money for disabled veterans. When you go on and you vote, you can do a free daily vote, or you can buy votes, which go toward building homes for wounded warriors.
Right, that's awesome.
So I've raised a lot of money for that cause, and also if I win, I'm taking another $5,000 and I'm going to donate that until Disabled American Veterans Foundation.
But Maxim's already donating to the thing too, as part of the contest, right?
Just by voting, you're donating money.
That's fantastic.
And then if you buy additional votes, that goes directly toward them. And then if I win, I'm going to take $5,000 of my own money, and donate that as well.
Right. So on the voting, Lee, also, she said you can go on every day, and no matter who you are, and hit a vote.
Yeah.
And that is the base of what she does. How she grows and maintains is if you go in and give $10,
to wounded warriors. Wounded warriors.
That's right.
That's who it goes to.
That's right. Then you are doubling, and if you go to 20, you triple. It maximizes. The vote. So I think that's important for people to know too. So you can give $50 to your usual wounded warrior or disabled vet cause, or you can put it in this program that we're going to help with Lee for the next 10 days and pound out. And that $50 is 75 or 100 votes for her. That's how it works.
That's good.
So it's important to know that.
So Lisa, let me ask you something, and just because I'm kind of the advocate for the common man in here, does 100% of that money that people put towards your votes, does it 100% go to Wounded Warrior? Or is Maxim keeping anything? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I don't deal with that part of it. I'm sure Maxim probably keeps a portion of it.
Maybe.
But even if you can't donate, even just your free daily vote each day, it all helps.
No, but the majority, I'm sure, is going to Wounded Warrior, if not the whole thing. Yeah, no doubt.
At this level, Lee, but we certainly do need to ask those questions these days.
You tell it.
Sorry.
No, Billy, you and I both know that we need to do that for sure.
Right. We are on the front lines, Lisa, and Novanation of the donating process.
Yeah, the funding.
I am fully aware of the funding, how it works. I've been doing it with the fastest bartender contest for 30 years, over $700,000 that we're very proud of, from the hardworking bartenders and the people that have done this. So I get it. I understand what you need to keep, for your process for working items, especially if you're not a 501c3 and that, but you can never get into a position to be suspect of what you're not doing and what you are doing. You have to be out front of it. And Lee and I know firsthand that that's an issue we need to stay on top of. So we already know, because I've already done my research, Lee, that 75% of that money that's coming in is going straight to Wounded Warriors. 25% is discerned between some smaller other charities. I don't think Maxim's keeping any portion of, I don't see where they're keeping any portion of that. So we have no problem putting her out front with this, Lee.
You know what? Okay, so I got a message here from a good friend. This is for you, Lisa. Kim Lifford is a very close friend of mine. Her son was in a tragic skiing accident, and he's a quadriplegic. Of course, he can move his arms and stuff like that. How would you help? He's a very handsome young man, by the way, and I'm not kidding. He's a very handsome dude, very nice guy, fully capable to carry on a conversation, all that kind of stuff. Right. But of course, he's in his mid-20s. He's kind of in that place where he's a little on the shy side because of the accoutrement that he has to deal with every day, the things he has to do every day. Right. And that's rough and that's tough. Yeah. But he's a 25-year-old guy who, would love to have a girlfriend. Yeah. Is that something you could help him with? I mean,
I really don't think he'd have much of a problem. Just on the regular dating sites. I don't think women really, I don't think they would mind that.
Are there specific dating sites, or do you recommend that he, go all in at Bumble or Match or at 25? I mean, is that what app site? What do you think?
I prefer Match.com. Seems to be one of the better ones, because it's a paid site. A lot of the free sites, you end up with a lot of married guys and people making fake profiles because it's free and they don't care. So the paid sites generally are more legitimate people. Right. You're less likely to get catfished.
He needs to analyze some of the paid sites and check out some of the mid-range sites. I think Match, for me, and what I've understood, it's maybe 30 plus. I don't know if but maybe I'm wrong. You know more than I do. That's why we have you here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lisa.
But women are all about an emotional connection. That's the most important thing. Right. We want to be heard and understood and all of that. And so, in a lot of aspects, he kind of has an advantage over a guy that, a woman's thinking, well, he just wants one thing. Well, here somebody could say, hey, this guy, he's probably very understanding. We can build a good emotional connection, which is what matters the most to women.
Yeah. No doubt.
I like it. So
let me ask. So is that? But would you be willing to, if I got you his contact information, were you willing to talk to him and
absolutely.
Give him some encouragement?
That's why he's here.
I know, Dink. I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. I think he needs a little.
What did you call it? What did you just call me?
A dink.
He needs a little boost in his confidence.
He does. He absolutely does.
If he's an attractive guy and he has a great personality.
Yeah, he is. He really
that's
is.
That's what women like.
1950s me with the word.
Anyway,
you just called me a dink. Dude, my grandfather used that word.
I know. Well, it's a good word. It's not a bad derogatory term. I like
Could have been worse. Could have been worse,
my
Billy.
God.
It could have been a lot worse, Billy, but it would never be.
I think this young man's got a ton of opportunities.
He does.
Yeah,
I think he's dead on with Match.com because you go in descriptive of what you're all about. I think he's got a good chance to write a good phrase, and it's longer than a paragraph about where he's at and what he's doing.
That's where I think Lisa. That's Lisa, where I think you come in, helping him to craft something that he can put on Match.com to to see if anybody would be interested or whatever.
Of course, women really, I don't think they would really mind that at all. I think it's a confidence issue with themselves.
Sure it is. Sure it is. And understandably, he's a super guy. I mean, he just really is. He's outdoorsy, except for, he can't do, he's just super duper.
Yeah.
Fella,
I think it would be more of an issue for a woman than it would be for a man.
Right.
So
there you go.
There you go.
Tell your friend it's a freebie today.
It is.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll tell him.
Yeah.
I'll tell him. I'll get him in touch with you, Lisa. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. I love to work with him.
That'd be great.
Fantastic.
I'm looking at the other thing. More single ladies than men. Is that true?
Well, my clients are about 50-50, men and women. So I don't know what the statistics are, but it seems like it should be an equal number.
Should be.
Pretty close.
What are they asking? Where is that statistic? Is that her statistically you're asking, or is that
No. I have a person, Clark Crawford, a good friend of mine from Texas. Actually, he's also single, but I don't know that he's necessarily looking. He's a super duper guy.
The sites will tell you this. If you have a match is dual, you can do anything on match. Heterosexual, gay, lesbian, any of that. Men, all of those sites are out there.
Yeah.
But what I find most interesting is there are two solid sites out there that are just for women. Women get to engage on them, and the men have to wait. Men can engage in the site, but they have to wait for a response from the woman. I'm like, what? That's Bumble. Bumble does that. Yeah, Bumble is, hey, she's good looking, swipe right, and then you have to wait. Oh my God, is she going to check out my profile? Am I going to be okay? But there aren't any men
don't put a
sites
picture.
Dude, I have all my pictures are updated. Even the dink ones are updated.
So the problem with women on a lot of these dating sites is the minute you put your profile up, you're getting 100 or 200 messages a day. And it's very frustrating. You can't read them all. Nobody has that kind of time.
Right.
And so a lot of women just stop. They're just like, I have no idea. This is a full-time job.
And I'll tell you, it is a full-time job. And I've talked to a few of my single lady friends that are just getting into this game, and they like the excitement. And trust me, I've been there. I'm a professional. I've been lucky in the process. I've gotten on and gotten off. Off. I met somebody off because I'd rather, if they're just somewhere in the zone, I'm going to get off the site and try to, I don't want to have a full slate. Some people enjoy the full slate, but I'll tell you the thing that bothers me the most as a man on these sites. You get on there, you have an honest, direct profile. Your pictures are up to date. I'm not in a salmon shirt. It's blue, and I
like the pink shirt. I like it.
I did too. The salmon.
I appreciate that coming from you.
Oh,
that's a hot dating tip there. That'll cost me $20. I just got a clothing tip. I got a clothing tip from the life coach. So when I go on there, I send out a nice message. If I take the time to go on somebody's sites and I send a nice message because I have thoroughly read it, and I'll say, hey, we have this in common, or we do this or that, or we may have this or that. I'm just like, and I don't hear back. You know what my next message is? Hey, what are your thoughts? Then I'll go another couple of days. Then I'll go another couple of days and say, hey, I want to let you know that I thought you were fabulous. It was great. Yeah, and guess what? Yes or no is a good answer. You can give me an answer one way or the other.
Well,
politely decline.
Yeah, Lisa, address that.
I can address this. Okay, so if I go on and I'm not on any dating sites, but if I put myself on there, I get an average of about 200 to 300 messages a day. Do you think that I have time to open them, look at their profiles, and respond to each and every one of those?
But why did you get in there in the first place?
No,
you're going like this and seeing if somebody taps you.
What now? Okay, so
I get frustrated with it and I just go off of it.
So why did you go in the first place? Why did you go in the first place?
Well, to meet somebody.
Oh, shocker! So now you're upset that 300 people want to meet you and you can't.
I'm not upset by it, but I don't have time. I mean, imagine if you had to respond. Plus I have my business emails and my work emails and my coaching clients. And
so on the vice versa, I get probably when I got on there, I probably got 20 or so. Hey, you have the different levels. There's the like, and then there's the, hey, hottie, what's up? And then there's the, you know what I mean? But then there's the, hey, I sent a message. I took the time to send you an
You can't take it personally, bro.
You know what?
Yeah,
hey,
you can't. It's not
personal.
You can't take it
Here's
personally,
what I'm hearing.
bro.
Here's what I'm hearing. If no response is a response.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
guess what? Beat it. I got no time for you. If you can't get
well,
on there
okay.
Right.
It's a different game for women though, because there might be 15 out of that 200 guys, and it's not just me, it's all women. It's my clients have the same issue. But even what if I liked 15 of the guys that messaged me?
Okay.
Do you think I can, correspond with 15 of these people?
You directly? Yes. Anybody else that doesn't have the metric skill that you do to correspond, multitask, and do what you're doing? I mean, I'm taking you out of the equation.
They're saying, let's go out, this week. Well, which one do I pick? I mean, come on. There's only so many hours.
I don't know. I have a friend that has a list, so I'm sure you do too. That you can eliminate.
I literally
eliminate
quit.
the numbskulls.
I know.
So you quit. She
quit.
Like she doesn't Dately.
I don't.
I understand.
Imagine the horror. Are you kidding me?
It's my choice. It's not like I couldn't.
It's her choice. I don't date.
Yeah. See, there you go.
You take yourself out of the equation too. You got a hot wife at home. So
that's true. He does.
And she's fabulous, by the way. So all in all, I hear what you're saying. I get it. But
okay, hold on.
Okay, hold on. Here's a good one. I just forgot. This is why I was upset. So you on Match, you send a like or a message, then they come check you out. And Match tells you, hey, Lisa just looked at your profile. Okay, great. Then I see that and I go back and say, hey, I saw that you took the time to come back and look. Is there anything that you saw? Then I see they came back again to look. And then I go another day and go, yo, what up?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you dig it or not?
You see them? The question I have for you, Billy, since I'm not familiar with Match anymore, since I found my wife on Match.
Thank goodness, man. There's hope.
I told you it was a good site.
There's hope for the rest of us dinks out here.
20 years ago, I didn't find her. She found me. She didn't have a profile. Yeah, she didn't have a profile. She was just looking at. She wasn't, she's just looking at profiles.
Yeah,
and I had decided the day before that I'm going to throw a profile up and let's see what happens. And
look at that.
Boom, bam, boom. Yeah, you go. Yeah.
Boom. Well, now quadruple that.
But then here's the thing, Lisa, I wanted to tell you. So here's the thing. So she and I texted back and forth a few times through Match. And then I said, I'd love to talk with you. Here's my phone number. Because I didn't want her to put herself out there.
Right.
However,
this is why he's married.
Yeah.
God.
But however,
you kidding me?
However,
take some tips from the man.
And she called me. She was a teacher at the time. She just started her teaching career pretty much. Or she'd been doing it for about 4 years actually. But she was doing her teaching. She'd done it about 4 years. And she decided, okay, so she called me. Problem is, I have a caller ID at my house. This is back 20 years ago. So it's its own little unit, on the side. So when she called, I looked down and I went, who's John Dooley? Because it was called from her mom and dad's house because she lived in the basement. That was her apartment downstairs. So when she called from her mom and dad's house, I see John Dooley. I go, John Dooley? Who the hell is John Dooley? But I knew her name is Mary Dooley. So I'm like going, is this chick Mary? What is going on? So I answered the phone. I found out what the deal was. And then we talked on the phone probably 8 or 9 times. And then
there you go, Billy.
I decided,
take notes.
I suggested to her.
I do that already. What are you even talking about?
You do not.
I absolutely do that.
You do not. We've talked about this. We've talked
about
this.
What do you mean I'm not doing?
You're like, I'm not going to sit on the phone with somebody. I'm not going to do it.
No, I'm not going to sit on the text. You misheard me. I am not going to be your pen pal and text you for 3 days.
No.
You're either gonna learn how to get good at the game and get into Google hide your number game so that I can call it. You already see her laughing. You know what I'm talking about.
No,
it's not a game.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you. No, it is a game.
It's
Dating
not
is
a game.
Not
No,
a
it's
game.
not.
Oh my God. You
That's
guys.
the other thing
not.
too. I will tell you, Billy. Listen. So here's the thing. Okay, I know that Lisa's going to get mad at me on this. I listened and read a book one time called "Dating Doesn't Work," because if you're just going to be a dater, you're going to be a serial dater.
That's right.
Date. You got to decide that I want to find somebody to go out with, and everybody I go out with, in the back of my mind, I'm going to qualify them as a potential mate.
Yes.
You know,
and I agree with that.
And when you get to that point, which should come a couple of times after you go out, then I told my wife, I said, here's the deal. I intend to court you from this day forward. And that means
that's why you're married.
We're going to get
Did
married.
you use that word?
See, Billy, write it down.
Did you use that word?
Absolutely. I wanted her to know this is not a dating.
Did you bring Rebecca? Did you bring the book Rebecca at Sunnybrook Farm to read on your first picnic? For God's sake, that's
but he's a gentleman, and women love that.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, listen, I get that part, and it worked for him 20 years ago.
It still works. It works just as good today.
The dating pool was smaller. All right, so using my however my direction is for fodder, since that's what this show's about. Let's be clear. I am always a gentleman. I always handle those things correctly. I am a profound, romantic, hopeless romantic. However, I either meet fixers who aren't, entrepreneurial or professional women. And I vet that process, and I go all the way through it. And I've already told.
You know what?
I've already told. What is that? Is that your cat?
There's a bird behind her.
Oh, I have a parrot.
A parrot.
There's a certain time of the day when they start making their calls.
I love that. So I have gone through my process already, and when I go into the process, and somebody is addressing me on the text, on the site, whatever site, I'm on a couple, and they address me, then I address back, and we have a dual conversation. And then after a day or so, I say, hey, listen, I need to hear your voice. I'd like to speak to you. And are your pictures current?
How about if you do? But Billy, you know what? I'm going to become your dating coach. So how about if you do this, buddy? Why don't instead of saying I need to hear your voice, why don't you say, would it be okay if I called you?
I do say it that way, Lee. That's exactly what I say because I'm saying it. That's not true. That is not true, Lisa. I'm telling you, I do say that, and then I say I would love to speak to you by video chat, which is the new dating. See, the parrot agrees with me. It's telling you to zip it and listen to the guy. Right? He's right. See, I can hear him. Right. So, all in all, I do the process.
The parrot's calling you out. Is what it is, Billy.
Yeah, he's a bullshit detective.
I do the process very well. I have met nice women. I am seeing a couple nice women now. That doesn't mean that when you are talking to others, or there might be on there, you just try to figure it out. You're just trying to figure it out. I just don't know if there's a correct process. But I do see Kimberly Leffert. She's killing me. Oh.
Yeah, she's
Billy
funny.
needs help.
I love you.
By the way, the I love you is for me.
I got Lisa.
Okay. All right.
I got Lisa and I got Lee. So I've got plenty of help. But and listen, don't be confused. I meet plenty of nice women and turn down plenty of nice women on a daily basis. It's not that. It's finding the direction that you have to be in a process to have, functionality. So that's it.
Tora needs a life coach too.
Tora needs a life coach.
Yeah.
So I don't think that when you get on there, the first part of the process, you went through it, Lee. You got lucky. It's she went off of the sites quickly. That's a big deal for me. Anybody that gets off the site quickly, I have hope for, because then I can talk to them and we can have these kind of conversations. And
you're always in such a hurry, though, Billy. You need to
exactly.
slow it down.
I don't know.
I was waiting for Billy. I tried to give Billy the signal because I wanted to say the only difference, Billy, you are a gentleman.
Hurry for what?
Hold on.
What am I in a hurry for?
All right, quiet. You are a gentleman, okay? A gentleman and not necessarily a scholar, but you're a gentleman, okay? And I know that about you. And you love women, okay?
Yes.
You treat women well. I know that you do, buddy.
Correct.
But you're impatient as hell.
Yes.
So,
yes.
that's
you can't text somebody, hey, and she goes, hey, you're cool, and hey, we're gonna have can I call you? I'm gonna call you. I want to call you.
That's not what I say. That's not what happens. You're reading my regular personality into what happens. We're talking about a 4 or 5 day spread. I give people plenty of time because I'm going to agree with Lisa and say she's probably looking at 10 or
But you know what?
30. Hey, listen,
here's the thing. You know what, Billy? The past is the past. Lisa is here now to hold your hand through the process, and you're going to be in great shape.
I'm feeling good about it.
You're a good man. Okay.
Okay.
I'm feeling, yes.
From a woman's perspective, you could be a serial killer. I mean, they like to build this friendship and rapport with you to make sure that you're safe to be with. Women are in danger to go and meet strangers.
I'm the first 300 pages of Google. I'm the first 300 pages. Google me on the contest.
Yeah.
On the next 200 pages on any kind of spread. If you pull my name up, you can read any article or do anything. It's not like on the. And second of all, let me be clear with you, Lisa. If you go 2 or 3 rounds with a guy, don't tell me you're not putting him into that freaking hunt search thing that says, hey, guy's got 19 speeding tickets and he's got 7. It costs you $25 to do that. If there are women out there that aren't doing that, then that's, you know what I mean? Don't you? I even suggested it a couple times.
But we can't do that for 200 guys a day, you know?
No, right.
Okay, but
so basically, but Lisa, so what you're doing though, if you have that many, and that's too many, but
it's not just because it's me. It's all women. All women.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let that one go.
I think that's kind of
nowhere but trouble for me.
You know what? Listen, that's right. You are going to get in trouble because you're going to say, "Well, it's not for this woman." Well, whatever.
No, all women.
I probably would have said something like that.
Yeah.
Most of the women who are going to get on the dating sites are going to get a lot of people.
Okay.
With the guys. Wanting to know.
Same with guys.
For the most part.
Right. Guys play the numbers. They go on. They'll send out 100 messages a day. So you look at the 50 million people that are on there.
Bingo.
Billy, here you go. This is for Lisa. Okay. My cousin. This is my cousin from Florida. Barbara Bailey, beautiful, beautiful lady.
Yes,
dating apps have been a nightmare for me.
There you go.
And I'm sure a lot of women talk to each other and say, "Oh God, they don't work." Right?
Yeah, they don't.
Well, you have to vet the process. Okay.
So what do you?
That's
hold
what
on.
I told you.
Are you the dating person or is she the dating person?
I'm talking from my point of view. I'm giving her fodder. I'm giving her my point, and I'm giving your cousin, the same thing. Dating apps suck. Let me be clear. They suck. And you know what? But they fulfill one step of this journey. You can either go to a bar, which has been closed down by every government professional. You can't do that anymore. So you can't go out and mingle in that crowd to meet somebody. You can meet somebody from a friend of yours, right? You can oh my God.
That was a good comment there.
So obviously, if I popped up on Kimberly's site or she was looking for something, I would already be eliminated from that process because maybe I'm not calm. But guess what? If it was calm men that you wanted, there's a million of them out there. Guess what? And Lisa and I have had this discussion on and on. Okay? Guys that don't, listen, it's simple. I don't wake up at 7 a.m, brush my teeth, 7:15, go down for coffee, 7:30, feed the dog, 7:45, make sure the kids are at the door with whatever the lunches they have, 8 o'clock in the car for the 45-minute drive to work, punch in and sit by. I will eat a gun. That is not who I am. I never will be that. That has never been me, and it never will be me. So it's a separate process for me.
Absolutely.
But listen, when I'm dating somebody, Kimberly
But
or
that's what
anybody
you-
else, I am very calm. I am very
You're so
calm.
defensive. You're so defensive.
I am not.
You are.
I am not.
I am calm.
Listen. All
and I
right.
am
So
fun to be
Billy,
around.
I get exactly what you're saying. Okay, Billy. As far
No,
as
you don't.
no,
I'm already
yes.
in the doghouse. I'm
Nah.
in an uncalm dink doghouse.
Listen,
I wasn't the one that said calm down.
I
That
didn't
was in the
say anything
comments.
about
Those are our
calm.
fans. Those
That's
are the
Kim.
fans.
That's Kim.
She's fabulous.
Now
and your
listen,
cousin.
she
Hold on,
really
your
is,
cousin,
actually.
Your cousin, put her thing back up. She said something about guys are just looking for. No, we're not. It's not.
It says here. Okay, so let me just read what
I
she.
read it.
I know you can. I'm going to read it. All guys are looking for a pretty face. So this is for Lisa. You guys are on your phones, so Lisa may not be able to read all this. All guys are looking for a pretty face. Without, there is no communication. Case in point, I updated my pic on Facebook, and all of a sudden, everyone in the world every guy wants to send me friend requests. Ridiculous, because she's an attractive woman, blonde.
Yeah,
I mean, how many guys think just because it's blonde?
Hey, so let me help her with that. Okay, and same thing. I love you too, Kimberly. Okay, so she's fabulous. All of the women. So this goes back to the original case that we were discussing. So I try to get them off of the site, the comfort zone of the site. I don't need to do it that day. Am I impressed? Hey, listen, the last girl I dated for 3 years, she's fabulous. She'll always be fabulous. If you're watching, sweetie, you're fabulous. I will love her for eternity. But guess what happened? I got her Monday night. I was like, okay, sporty. I like it. I like this. I like that. Okay, send her a message. Boom, I got to hit back. Hey, I'm a teacher. This is what I do. Blah, 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 the whole thing. So I have a comfort zone that she's talking to me. So I said, hey, great. Would you like to take this offline and talk? Next day, offline. Next night, having a cocktail. 3 years. Boom, straight. So it's about, for me, it's not about
you got lucky.
I did.
Yes,
but I did.
Yeah. You hit the lottery.
I did, but I've hit the lottery on these sites almost every time. Because for me, it's simple. If you get off the site quickly, and I don't care what you look like. I mean, come on, let's be real. I mean, most of these sites, don't put on a perfect picture. What they're doing is you're getting a prom shot from 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and then you're getting the great picture you took with the last boyfriend on the boat. And then, you're not. So I like getting off of the phone too, because then I get to say, how you doing? Here I am. Boom. Today, right now, here's my picture. So
okay, the most successful picture I could ever post is this one. That would be the most successful picture I could ever.
Come on, Lee. You're doing fine. So that's all. I don't want you to think that I'm ridiculous about it. I just that is my dating standard. I don't want to chit chat. If you want to find out if I'm a kook, Google me, or here's the process. Pay the $20, run me through the system, or whatever else. But it goes back to what Lisa said. People just don't have time for that. Lisa doesn't want to navigate 200 people doing stuff.
There's no way in hell you can. So
that makes sense to me now.
I'm doing a lot of different things right now. I got a lot of projects going on. I really don't have time to do it.
Gotcha.
So here's a follow-up from Barbara. I had 3 terrible experiences on Christian Mingle. What? One just swooned me trying to get in my pants. One was sincere, but I was too strong. He was kind of a wimpy wimp. And then one tried to get $3,000 out of her. She's a teacher. What is he, an idiot? So yeah.
Those are on Christian Mingle. Jesus.
I know.
Hold on, Christian Mingle. Jesus. Anyway, it's. It's not easy.
It doesn't matter what site you're on, I guess is the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
It doesn't matter. There's going to be scammers. There's going to be jerks.
Right.
There's going to be
so guess how you
psychos.
Get around that. So guess how you get around that. Get off the site. Let me see your face and talk to me. That
doesn't mean I won't do it.
Sir, it will get you to the next 2 or 3 levels.
Maybe.
And let's talk about the other thing.
That's what I want to ask. Hold on,
Okay.
Billy. Hold on. let me seriously, both of us be quiet for a minute. I want to ask you, Lisa, how do you, as a woman or man, it's more so I think for the women, it's more of a shady situation because you just don't know and they're a little bit more vulnerable. Even though I know a lot of women that can kick the crap out of a lot of men. There's no question about that.
Dude, I know a bunch of women that get so much game they can run circles around you.
Yeah, no question. Okay, be quiet. So what I want to know from you, Lisa, is how do you navigate that and how do you protect yourself? What is I know Billy definitely knows what he thinks you should do, but I want to hear what you think women should do, specifically women should do to protect themselves when they're going to match or when they're going to a different sites and talking to people.
So you mean when you're going to meet somebody in person?
Well, like I said, I told my wife, I said, I want to meet you, but let's meet at the Outback, and right by the bar. I wanted to meet where there was a lot of people around.
Right.
I wanted her to be.
I'm all in.
Yeah, I know you are. That's the first place you'd take somebody. You'd be behind the bar mixing them a drink. Anyway, yeah. Well, see, I also knew both the bartenders, so I just brought simple carnations with me.
Right.
Had them put them in the back so they would come out with our dinner.
Your first date?
Simple carnations.
How nice is that?
Simple
That's why
carnations.
he's married. Women
I didn't bring
that.
Billy. I didn't bring red roses or anything. That's a little much, I just brought a simple.
You must have had some really good phone conversations prior to that.
We did.
Okay.
Sure.
So Billy, you wouldn't take a woman flowers?
You have no idea what I would do if it was a great first date or what we're doing. I'm going to meet somebody on a first date. Okay, and this is another great point. I've read so much on this, so many blogs, so many great articles. So I think I can speak on this. Okay, the first thing, and this may or may not be, I'll get a Kimberly comment here in a minute. The first thing that men or women look for when you walk in that door, whether or not you've videoed or done anything else, is there an attraction? Am I visually finding this person attractive?
Right. Is she pleasing to the eye?
Or is the guy pleasing? So
right.
I make it a point, dude, I am coiffed. I am cologned. I make sure, because I come in for the hug right away for that effect. And I'm doing the same thing. Hair smell nice. Voice is taking the time. This is good. And then I know whether I can literally sit down and in 2 minutes, I'll either have a good experience and I'll want to chit chat and everything else, because it's not always for the physical part of it. But if that's not there right away, for me, I'm having to start on the other end and work backwards.
Okay,
so Lisa,
see, hold on.
So Barbara writes, can it be a connection instead of an attraction?
Yes. And that happens in verbal discussions. That connection, you know right away whether the person's articulate, you've already discerned conversation, you already know that you're not going to have to bring conversation out of that person. She's absolutely correct. Yes, but you already have a little bit of that if you're not texting.
That was a question, and I think the question was for Lisa.
Oh, okay. Go, Lisa.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you have to have some level of attraction. You have to find the person attractive. You don't want to go with somebody that you think's disgusting. But attraction is only is a gatekeeper. It gets you in the door. Aside from that, it doesn't do anything else. It just gets you at that first date. It gets you in the door. It gives you the opportunity to meet somebody. It's your personality after that. But now, attractiveness, not everybody thinks the same people are attractive.
Right.
Right.
Everybody looks at something different, Some people like blondes, brunettes, whatever.
That's why
women.
Why you have to have that first meet. That's why in the days of COVID, you can video date. That's like a date every time.
Here's the thing, my female clients will say, well, looks don't really matter to me. I want a guy that's funny and sensitive and this and that. But wait a second. Yes, because when we go to the dating site, she'll scroll down it like she's, on the Price is Right, rolling the wheel and stop on every hot guy. And I said, well, I thought, you said looks didn't matter. She's like, well, he looks like he'd be a nice guy. I'm like, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But, so women the looks matter. So, when you put up your profile picture, make sure you put up your best profile picture because it does matter.
Right.
I think also one of the things I think is important, I think you should put up 3 or 4 pictures in different places, wearing different clothes.
I've got 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah. And one of the big mistakes I think that men make is, they'll put up a picture with a hat and sunglasses and all this. And I'm like, I can't even see what you look like.
Hold on a second. I can go to my site right now. Every third picture on any girl's site is glasses and cover up and whatever. I'm like, wait a minute. Can I? Yeah, no.
I'm not saying that
all girls do that. Guys don't do that very much.
Yeah. I mean, we want to see what you look like,
Tell me about the bumble ears. Hold on. What is that called? What's the imaging
all
again?
the filters.
Oh my God, the face painting.
Yeah.
They put on the pink mustaches and the freaking dude. I can't get that at all. I'm like, what? I'm going to call you to go out? Are you out of your freaking mind? Dude, go back. And I know the COVID's go back with your 7-year-old and get off the filters because you guys like to look like pink reindeers. Get out of here.
Well, when you see that, you kind of know that somebody's hiding something, Like if you see a picture of a guy and 30 pictures of him, he's wearing a baseball hat and he probably has bad hair or he's bald,
Right. I mean, those are great tips. And you know what? Yeah. Over the weeks, she's going to list these tips as we go on, and she can beat me down, as can you, Lee.
I do not beat you. I give you a hard time.
Because I'm telling you, I've been doing this so long.
I know. But you know what, Billy?
I go through the bots and the filters and the women. I go through it like running water.
Billy.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Okay.
I made one post on Match and I found my wife.
Yeah, dude, you got pure luck.
How many posts did you make? I worked it, Billy. I worked it, buddy. I made sure I had a good post, and I made sure that I was a cavalier gentleman, and I tried to make sure that everything I did was not too much, but it wasn't too little. It was just right.
Dude, and you have a role in Harry Met Sally from 1995, and your place in Gone with the Wind is secure. I mean, that's ancient, but I love to work for you. I love to work for you.
Women still read romance novels. They still watch.
And nobody's more romantic than me.
Rom-coms.
I'm a bed and breakfast guy. I'm a second.
Oh, well, that's great.
Personal, dude. I'm the most fabulous guy to date in the universe. Trust me.
Women don't want to go to a bed and breakfast on their third date.
No, they want. No. Listen, I'm talking about just that's me anyway, not first and second date. Stop your nonsense. But I'm not. You
didn't tell me about the 5-date rule, though.
Yeah, the 5-date rule. Trust me, solid. That will never change for me. The 5-date rule. That's it.
Well, then you have to, okay. You know what? That's fine. You know what, Lisa? Though I say that it's fine for him to have a 5-date rule, he just needs to understand that that's not going to be the majority of the women that are going to go for that. Right?
Yes, right.
Okay.
It is.
So if you want to do it, that's great. But just know it's going to take you a while to filter through it.
Because
listen,
if on the third date this person says, "I am looking for something long term. I want to go slow. There may or may not be children involved. And I have all of that conversation, and I'm smart enough to now see this, and I think that there's opportunity, then I'll go the stretch. I went the stretch with this last person for 6 months. She's fabulous. And we ended up discussing that it's going to be a very, very good, loving friendship. It never matriculated past anything that would have been a part of something. So I got out of my norm for you hecklers, both of you hecklers and your heckler cousins. Okay, I'll tell you, I don't have a problem with that. So see that? Here's Barbara. Barbara, I'm not on a dating site tonight, so I have no problems talking about it. I don't advertise it in my first round either. I don't say, "Hey, you only got 5 shots at this, pal." But I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go. The first date is going to be nice hors d'oeuvres and cocktails. It might, if it goes into dinner, even better. The next date would be, "Hey, are we going to have a next date?" Is the question. Sure, I would love to see you again. Fabulous. Couple of phone calls in there. not a lot to overload it. Meet at the next place, cocktails and dinner. The third time, I'm looking for some kind of activity. It would have been a concert, or it would have been something more than just dinner, because you already passed some of that majority conversation. By the fourth date,
well, I'm taking notes. Slow down. I'm taking notes.
On the fourth date,
I've got my notepad right here. I'm taking notes too.
Come on. On the fourth date, on the fourth or fifth date, you kind of already know where you're at. Okay? Are you in for the stretch? That's what I call it. It's gonna take you. It's not a tail run. You're not in it to just hook up, and that's okay because you've already discussed that. You've already read it on the profile, and you've already done all that. So I have no problem continuing that. I'll probably bring her into a group setting. Hey, let's go have some fun with some of my other friends. So she's comfortable in doing what she's doing. But all along the way is honesty, trust, and commitment. I'm committed to, where this is at. But if you're a serial dater, I need to know that. If you're not looking for romance, then you are looking for a committed relationship. It's going to be more than 5 dates. And I have to make that. That's when I have to call the audible. I gotta punt, or I gotta get in this.
Lisa, next week it's just going to be you and me on Nova Nation. So you can be the expert and tell us all about how to do it.
Find another show. So, I'm just saying, I don't have all the rules right. I don't have the rules right. I've met fabulous women. I've met women that are exactly what they say they are. So what it was happened. There's no surprises or anything. I'm getting a bunch of side messages, people that are watching. So I can't respond to them because I have to get offline. But I see their messages and they're kicking my ass. So I'm not coming across as anything more than an organized man that has an agenda. That when I meet somebody, you're gonna get it. You're not getting any kind of fake anything. This is what's up. You're gonna have more fun with me than
you know what? You know what's cool? My gosh, is that you are out front, dude. There's no quibbling about who Billy Reilly is. That's a good thing. And for some women, am I right, Lisa? For some women, that's a total attraction.
Too much.
They love that he's out there. They love that they don't have to carry the conversation. They love the fact they can just hang with him. They know he's going to be affectionate, and
that's right. And I am so good at that.
Appealing to her. Okay.
Yes.
But all in all, it doesn't mean I'm right. You guys have hit the nail on the head. Lee, you hit the romance angle on the head, and I'm going to get my ass kicked for an hour and a half at midnight tonight by the dating coach because, all in all,
I might be talking to her.
It's not about meeting. It's not about, now for me, it's about longevity. I've learned a good lesson in, hey, this has been fun. I get that we're both having fun, but are we working towards something? And if it's a no, then I'm going to politely start exiting out. The problem is, which we're not going to go on children TV, are the extracurricular activities and things. Oh, Lord have mercy. You know what? See, Lisa hit it on the head from the beginning. I don't date, and I'm not into it, and I'm I believe her as far as I could throw her beautiful self. She's got the side deal. She's got guys that she will go see that will whatever, and she's got a life that she's in control of. And that I respect. That's why I listen to her.
Well, to make a relationship work, it has to be a priority in your life. Just like a business. If you want to make your business work, it has to be a priority. Mm-hmm. And right now, I'm at a point in my life where it's just not a priority. My business, I have other goals, and doing
and guys have to fit that for you. They've got to fit in that zone for them to even have a chance.
So let me ask you something, Lisa. So what about casual relationships? You advise no or yes or what?
I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of guys will put on their dating profile, I'm looking for a short-term relationship. Well, that's like saying I want to be friends with you for 2 months and then I'm going to never talk to you again. Well, what's the point of investing myself in you? So I don't think that anybody should put on a dating site, I'm looking for a short-term relationship. Right. Because, if I said, hey, Billy, let's just be friends for 2 months or 6 months, whatever, and then I got to go, well, why would I invest?
Oh, that'd be okay
emotionally
with
in that?
Billy. That'd be okay
Yeah,
with Billy.
yeah. But
Dude, I'm totally in her zone.
but wouldn't my time be better spent, with my friends, my family, my business, something that's got some longevity
and you already
to
did
it,
your first round. You would be a second rounder, and it would be decision. And I fucking love that about you. I think it's fabulous that you can say, I am a self-made woman. I'm going to do my own thing. I am professional. And guess what? If I want to spend time with you, I'll let you know. Totally dig that. Dude, when I have women, and I have them, I have one in my life right now that's like that. I'm a professional. My children live with me. I'm going to be doing this. If I want to see you, I'll let you know when I'm coming over. I'm like all in. Sounds great. But that's not my long-term goal. I mean, I don't know. Right?
Well, good luck with your long-term goal. Lisa, we're out of time because I have another show at 8 o'clock, which is what it is. And
it went by quick, didn't it?
Right.
Oh,
imagine that.
I know.
Right.
One of these times you and I will talk and
out
we'll
of my hour. Better find another hour.
Well, we can certainly do that. We can certainly start a whole new show with just Lisa. So
she's fabulous.
She can do her own
she
show.
Can talk
She'd be
a lot
fun.
more.
Oh my God.
I was trying to give you guys some fodder. I'm not going to go through every week that,
Dude, Billy, you're fine.
Yeah, you are.
You're very entertaining. And that's proof from our other people talking.
Yeah.
So well, I love you guys, but Lisa's got a lot to say. And if this is going to be a dating show, we need to change the format because I want her to have a format to do that. But I got tons of restaurant people blasting me right now that we didn't cover stuff. And I had things to talk about the government and what was happening. And that's got to, we need to make sure we're covering all of our angles. But we need to give an hour to our new host. And she's going to be amazing with the things she brings to the table.
And you know what, Billy, I'm sure I can speak for Lisa. Both of us are very sorry that we talked so much that we populated the whole show and weren't able to let you get to your thing.
Listen, don't be a dink host. All right, I'm telling you. We're going to go round and round. And guess what? I know. I was trying to give Lisa some fodder.
I'm kidding.
But it's all, I think this is going to be a fabulous format and a fun show. And I want people to come on here and ask the right questions and get the right responses. And I want to see those questions. Lee, could you see the questions, Lisa, when they popped?
Oh.
Could you see them on your phone?
Yeah. I think when Lee put them up, I could see them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can see them.
So we need to address those when they come up. And we need to let people know, address Lisa or Billy, and let that occur because I like that a lot. I want that to happen a lot. And I'll cut that. Listen, my show is my show. My show is endless. Dude, I'm the show.
Wait a minute. Is this your show or our show?
No, I'm talking about my personal show. Gather around my friends to the show that never ends. All right?
Billy's the one-man show.
Right. The one man. I want to make sure that doesn't dominate. I want to get my marching orders and tell your cousin Barbara I'll fly down to Florida anytime.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. But I would tell you know what I would tell her?
I would love
Don't you dare let him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember what happened with his sister, right?
Oh my gosh.
Leave his cousin alone.
I'm gonna have to call her. You know that now.
All right. You said you were gonna do that last time we talked, but that's okay.
I gotta do that right away.
I told her you were,
horrifying for me.
Barbara, before you take him up on that, you call Charla and see what Charla says.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's got some reviews.
Hold on, it was 5 years ago and I was young and stupid.
All right.
I love you guys.
I love you
too. Nation, baby.
All right.
Welcome, Lisa, Marie. We're so glad.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Can't wait to do this more often, and maybe we will have a Lisa show.
Oh, that'd
be cool. We might be able to pull that off.
That's it.
All right, Lisa. Thank you, Billy.
All right. Thank you.
We're out. I'm going to be right back on. Everybody who's watching, you just stay tuned.
What do you have, trivia?
Yeah, we're doing trivia extravaganza.
BK has already put me on the
you can come on now because you know why?
He put me on the paroled list because I came on the first night and won it all. And I was
yeah, well, listen. Lisa, so basically, I know this is going to shock the hell out of you, but the first time he was on with me on the trivia show, he wouldn't stop talking.
Really?
Yeah, very unknown.
He hardly ever comes out of his shell that way.
I know. He's so quiet.
You gotta pry him out of his shell.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just messing with you, Billy. We love you.
I love you guys. Tell BK Blaster I love him.
I will. All right.
Okay.
Take care.
You guys
Bye,
take care of
Lisa.
yourself.
I'll
Bye.
catch up with you. All right. Take care.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody, that's it for the show tonight. Stay tuned. We are going to be going right into trivia extravaganza, and we'll be posting that up here momentarily.